Imagine you're in the depths of Wuhan City. Wuhan City, the origin of a very wonderful chapter of humanity. Imagine you're in the middle of it and then you're sitting in the middle of a government speech. And then agent leader Zhao Ming is giving a colossal speech of to 1 billion people, or however amount of people are inside China, right? A huge amount of people, right? Huge speech. And then there are drones flying around. And the speech ends, right? This 5-hour long government speech. And the speech ends and you clap. And then you go home thinking you're fine. But you panic because you realize you didn't clap long enough. And you hear a knock at your door. And it's Agent Ming Lao. And all of a sudden you realize, yep, it's you headed straight to the cutting board. You've lost so many social credits by just not clapping for long enough. By the way, this is real. You've lost so many credits for not clapping long enough at that government event that your head is getting chopped off at the cutting board. You've got the CCP knocking on your door. And it's over. And if you think that was a joke, I'm being dead serious. That's how you lose social credits in China. And there's more examples. For example, jaywalking. Imagine you're trying to cross the street, right? But all of a sudden there was actually a camera, a little drone there, just floating around, and it spotted you. And it has facial recognition. Boom, minus 50 social credits. And these social credits add up, and they know. And they ban you from getting into like trains or flights or specific restaurants. They like scan you as a human with social credits. Imagine you're in a big crowd, then you go down to tie your shoelace, and your foot kind of hurts. So you walk a little bit slower. But all of a sudden you hear a buzzing noise. Yep, it's that same drone again. Minus 50 social credit score. Reason? You're walking too slow in a dense crowd. Decide to use VPN because you want to watch Peppa Pig, or at least put it on for your children. Minus 100 social credit score. This shit is real, by the way. Or what if you're craving a bunch of instant noodles? Well, guess what? Man. Or what if you're just craving some noodles? Well, guess what? Minus 1000 credit score. Just because you bought too many noodles for the government's own liking. Or imagine one night you're tired and you're taking out the trash. You put your trash in the wrong recycling bin. And the next day, friendly neighborhood Zhao Ling knocks on your door. The next morning, Mister, come with us, we want to have a friendly chat. Worst of all, this is a one-way ticket to North Korea. Googling how to leave China. Minus infinite social credit score and it's over. You might as well just jump off a bridge. But ironically, not having any social credit score makes you more successful. Why? What the hell? How? Imagine that, all this credit score, the thing that like gets you into VIP places, gets you into restaurants. You can't buy train tickets if your social credit is a bit too low. You can't go into places if your social credit is a bit too low. They judge it on you as if it's written on your forehead. Oh, I'm a high-class goody boy, law-abiding citizen, Samaritan of the CCP and Wuhan. They see it on your forehead. But ironically, having a lower score makes you more successful. That's so interesting. Imagine if there was something out there, right, that they're trying to force you to take, and you lose social credit score if you don't take it. You lose social credit, you lose the ability to travel, you lose the ability to have a job, you lose your current job, you lose the ability to make your money, you lose your ability to send your kids to school, you lose your ability to go to school yourself, you lose the ability to leave your house. Unless you take it. And it's supposedly safe and effective and good for you. But it turns out it wasn't, and it was quite the opposite. Oh, it already exists. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Yep. Social credit. Same thing in China. It's so interesting, right? There's a person that listened to all of these social credit scores and has a high social credit and everything, but their life sucks and they hate it and they are miserable. And then there's a person who did the complete opposite, who like said, forget all this social credit bullshit. I'm gonna find my own way. I'm gonna live by my own terms. Here's the thing, I'm gonna ask you something. If you could live either of these lives, person A or person B, person A has a magnificent social credit score. He has a magnificent social credit score. He has a cute little job. He has a cute little house. He has everything. Everything that gives him a high social credit score, you know? But the thing is, his life is so monotone and stable, right? You can think of it as like the classic 9-to-5 job, but on steroids. What do I mean by on steroids? I mean by schedules that are so much tighter, by the same people. You meet the same people every day. You have to wear the same clothes. If you make a little change in your sleeve, oh, minus 10 credit score today, Lao Ming. Minus 10 credit score. And today, no. You don't get to have beef gyoza. You get to have steamed rice because you lost 10 credit score today. Would you be this person, right, who has relatively stable life, almost slavery, and then you have person B, option B, the guy who says fuck this, but he has the whole world against him at first. The whole world's against him. He's in the dumps. He's living in the trenches. He's got really low lows, but he's also got the insane potential for astronomical highs, which means he says fuck you to this credit score system and he starts building himself up by himself. No government, any of this stuff. He escapes the trenches and he becomes the ultra successful man, right? Would you like, what position would you rather be in? Now, like, this is not me, you know, hope core motivation. Fuck that bullshit. You know, there's so many people out there who say, you know what? I'm gonna be the businessman. You know, I'm gonna say fuck it. I'm gonna quit school. I'm gonna drop out. I'm gonna become great. But they mostly become bums. I'm not here to try and motivate you. I'm here showing you two options. The guy who's monotone or the guy who has the potential. But guess what, motherfucker? These trenches are not easy to escape. So many times people try and take this, but it's not their life and they fail miserably at it. It's almost like a daredevil. So here's the thing, I have a question for you now. What faction are you picking? What Skyrim guild? Those of you who played Skyrim, you know what I'm talking about. What guild, what group, right? Like what almost race of people are you gonna be? Are you gonna be the slaves? Or are you gonna be with the daredevils? Here's the pros and cons. The slaves, they get to live a relatively comfortable life, but it's so monotone and a very, very high amount of them are just depressed. There's nothing exciting to their life. The daredevil, oh, he has to go through hell. He has to go through trenches. He has to go through bullshit. And a lot of the time, he just fails and stays stuck there. But the reason they stay stuck there is because they give up. And this might be you. Keep your ego in check. This might be you. Oh man, daredevil sounds cool. I have the potential to like have all the glory and all of this stuff. But most of you don't get the glory. Most of you fail miserably and rot because you give up. The daredevil has the potential. It's a different guild than the slave. There's higher potential for the daredevil, but there's also potential to be in the dumps. With the daredevil, you don't really get any options. It's either 0 or 100. With a slave, it's a solid monotone 30, not even a 50. But here's the thing, a 30 is better than a 0. I'm showing you two options right now. Now, person A said, you know what? I'll just go with whatever the world tells me to do. Person B said, fuck it. He said, fuck it. I'm gonna risk it all. So what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to tell you, you are young. Bro, you haven't even grown out of your shell. You're still a baby, honestly. I'm still a baby compared to what I'll be in the future. Take risks. Take the risk. Start that. Leave that. Ask her out. Do this, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna do this cliche general bullshit. You realize it's either slave or daredevil for you? So when people tell you, no, you have to go to school, or no, you have to do this, or no, you have to get into this job, or no, you have to live this way, or no, you have to eat this, or no, you have to play this, or do this, or do this, or do this. It's all engineered for people who are in the person A group, right? Or in the slave group, or in the slave guild. And to be honest with you, man, some people are just meant for it. Bro, if I start hating on these, like, slaves, I'm gonna hate on the whole world. I can't do that. Who am I to say, oh, bro, you know, your life sucks? They know their life sucks, but at the end of the day, it's their life. You can be part of this, or you can be part of the daredevils. And the only way to actually get into this group is to abandon your social credit. Now, here's the thing. You've got to pick one of these paths, motherfucker. You can't just say, oh, I'll do this, but I'll only try a little bit of the daredevil lifestyle. You can't just say, oh no, I'm gonna go into the daredevil lifestyle, but I'll have a little bit of the slave stability. There's two options. When you start that video game and you click your character, it's either male or female, warrior or ranger, attacker or defender. There's no in between. It's one or the other. So make your pick right now. What are you gonna pick? Are you gonna pick taking the risks and knowing that you'll end up getting fucked over and over, getting thrown in the trenches just for the chance, the slight chance to get there? Or you just pick the, you know, the stable, monotone, Zhaoling, Mingping life? The only way to get there is abandon your social credit, because this slave has high social credit. This guy, although he lives a better life, he has lower social credit than the slave. Isn't that so interesting? Everything out there, though, is engineered to put you in the slave team. Too many daredevils out there in the world just cause societal chaos. You can't really control these guys. They're a bit kind of fucked up, like I am, right? They're a bit fucked up. They're very hard to control. It's almost like a stubborn group of people who just say, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. And I understand that, right? And it's very hard for governments and companies to influence and control these people like us. That's why they want these slaves. They want a lot of slaves. Too much daredevil is not good for society. Like I said, it's just chaos. So everything is designed to put you in the slave team. It's designed from when the moment you spawn in, they kind of guide you. They force you almost into that slave path. It's so hard to like say no and then you swim all the way to the, you know, to the daredevil path, right? Everything is designed to look at like from every single thing. Like look at the food pyramid, down to the food pyramid. It's designed for like the slave team. That food pyramid bullshit is fake. They're telling you eat mostly grains and bread. Are you stupid? Are you stupid, bro? Any donkey can understand, at least if you have some nutritional knowledge, that most of your food, in fact, none of your food should just be bread. This whole world is designed for you to be put into the slave mindset, man. right? And I don't want this to be another one of these, oh, escape the matrix videos, but this is a philosophy that you are trying to learn here. Slave or daredevil. In every single decision you make, the most minute decisions, it's always two paths. What would the slave do? What would the daredevil do? The daredevil would risk it. He'd try investing into himself. He'd try like spending a large amount on whatever, a microphone. By the way, that's what I did. You like the new microphone sound? He'd spend a new amount, like a large amount on a camera. If he doesn't know his channel will blow up, he'll daredevil it. He'll risk it. He'll double down. He'll do the riskier thing, but with the higher potential. And then the slave, what will he do? I mean, there's a cool little reward there. It's kind of easy. I don't like risk. Fine. So take this sentence and hang it up on your wall because I know you want more out of life. And every time you think, wait, should I scroll or should I work? Should I watch YouTube videos or should I work? Should I eat bread and cheese or should I eat a steak? Should I have some Oreo cookies or should I have some eggs? Every time you see slave or daredevil, you'll make the right decision. Hang this shit up on your wall. This is one of the new philosophies, one of the new Elder Scrolls added into the Ali lore, the Ali collection, right? And it's just slave or daredevil. Every choice you make, every action you take, every thought you process, everything is just slave or daredevil. Slave or daredevil. Nothing in between. Understand this and remember it forever. Remember it forever, please, bro. This philosophy is actually so important. It's one of the, like the OGs know, there's the break the dam philosophy, there's the great filter philosophy, there's the every loss is a win philosophy. This is a new one. It's one of the new Ali's commandments added, right? Slave or daredevil. Now, when I ask you if you resonate with this, when I ask you to join a group of like-minded people with opportunities to grow your life in immense realms for a peasant amount of money, slave or daredevil? When I ask you to join Blackthorn Capital and see how it'll change your life, slave or daredevil? Wish not for a lighter load, but for a stronger back.